What's going on, guys? It's Ed here from ClicksGeek, and I want to talk today about marketing in a recession, and specifically about joint ventures, the powers of joint ventures. If you guys have not read this yet, Getting Everything You Can Out of All That You've Got by Mr. J. Abraham. This is one of the best business books ever written. I don't know why it's not talked about more than it is. This book is freaking awesome. This should be required reading in high school, in college. When you get your LLC or your S Corp, LegalZoom, or the state should send you a copy of this book. This book is fucking awesome. This book is all about leveraging your assets, and as the title says, getting everything that you can out of getting everything you can out of all that you've got. So it's basically looking at the assets of the business and uncovering different ways to make the business more profitable. And in this book, in chapter 10, there is a section called, or there's a chapter called "With a Little Help from My Friends." And it goes, the opening chapter goes like this. I want to just read this real quick to give you a little bit of context about joint ventures and why they're so beneficial, and especially while they work right now in a recession. I'm going to teach you real quick how to market without having to spend any of your own money, and getting you into a hot list of buyers that are proven to buy your type of product. So I'm a big fan of joint ventures. We use them, joint ventures, strategic alliances, every day in both of my companies. So I highly recommend it. Let's read this chapter here. It's chapter 10, "With a Little Help from My Friends." So sharks are renowned for their vicious attitudes and indiscriminate palates. They eagerly wait a meal of virtually any creature in the ocean except for the pilotfish. Instead, the sharks and pilotfish have developed a mutually beneficial relationship. Immediately after the shark has killed and eaten its prey, the small pilotfish act as automatic toothbrushes, eating the leftover food lodged between the shark's teeth. It is a profitable relationship for both parties. The shark gets clean teeth and the pilotfish gets lunch without the effort of the hunt. This collaborative relationship is a basic example of what I call a host-beneficiary relationship. Now, that was painful for me to read that because I felt like it brought me back to like fourth grade, getting up and reading in front of the whole class. But I wanted to read that short paragraph because I get asked a lot, like, what is a joint venture? Can you describe it? And I love how he starts off with that chapter. But basically, think about your best client. So go through your entire client list. Figure out who your best client is, or your group of 5 or 10 best clients, and find the similarities. It could be a niche. It could be the size of the business. It could be any number of things. But let's just say, for example, let's go with businesses in XYZ niche. Let's say their business is the hair salon niche, for example. You want to find someone that already sells that market, that has customers and clients in that market, someone that has affinity with that market, influence with that market. So if I were to go sell into the hair salon niche, what I would do is, for a joint venture, is go reach out to suppliers that sell into that market. So who is selling the shampoos, the chairs, the mirrors, the gloves, the clippers, the scissors, all that kind of stuff? Who regularly distributes within that industry? And is it done, locally, regionally, nationally, is stuff drop shipped? How does that work? And what I would do is identify some of those wholesalers or suppliers and work out a host-beneficiary relationship. And what I would do is reach out and try to become their person that they refer marketing clients to. And the idea being that if I can make the hair salon more successful, the default of that is, or the knock-on of that is that they're going to buy more product, they're going to buy more shampoo, they're going to buy more scissors, more everything from that supplier, and then make them more successful in turn. In addition to that, I can also give them a cut of the revenue as well. So when I said earlier about no-cost marketing or low-cost marketing, for a little bit of legwork, you reach out to this person. So instead of you having to advertise or send direct mail or cold call or whatever your acquisition methods are to get that business in the door, you can strike a relationship with the supplier. And instead of having the acquisition cost, you pay them when deals close. So let's say, for example, you charge $1,000 a month for your services. every month you write them a check for $100 for every client that they sign up for you. So let's say it's a 10% back end kick. Some are going to want that, some aren't. Some are just going to want the fact that, number one, they can refer a solid supplier to their clients, and number two, they like the fact that their clients are going to be spending more with them in turn. So there are a lot of different ways to structure joint ventures. I'm just giving a basic example here. Another example would be, let's say you're a local marketing consultant. You might want to reach out to accountants and CPAs within your market that deal with small businesses or businesses over a certain size, and reach out and see if you can do some sort of webinar for their clients or introductions for strategy sessions for their clients, where you give them some sort of a marketing audit in exchange for introductions to their best clients. And in turn, you work out a similar deal where they get a cut of the back end, or their clients just do better and in turn pay them more money. So it's basically what you're doing is leveraging the asset of another company to benefit your business, your marketing company, your consulting business, whatever it is. And it doesn't just have to be within this space. This could be any two businesses that service that same market. So an example could be something like, let's see, what the heck are the toy companies? Not Nabisco, that's the candy, or the crackers. I'm having a brain fart here, but let's just go with Legos, for example. If Legos was in the McDonald's Happy Meal, right? So McDonald's has the influence with the customers that are coming in. Legos comes in and gives parts to put into their Happy Meals. I'm sure they're either free for McDonald's or super, super discounted, because what that does is gets more Lego product in the hands of kids, and it basically just gets their brand in front of them more. Now that's on a macro level where margins are way different than a localized business. But another example might be, let's see, it could be simple like reaching out to an association, like a niche association, and asking to give educational webinars or training classes at an event, something like that, where you're giving away free information for that group to get in front of their audience. It could be anything where you're doing, you're giving some sort of value to someone else's audience in exchange for potential back-end work. Another example of a joint venture might be, so let's say there is a local med spa and a local restaurant. These two can exchange gift cards. So let's say that it's a localized Italian restaurant and a Botox med spa. Every new customer that goes to the restaurant could get a $25 Botox coupon, and everyone that gets Botox can get a $25 gift card to that restaurant. And it's just a way for them to cross-promote. There's no real hard cost in it to acquire the business, but it basically just makes someone's offering a bit more enhanced on one side, and it allows for really cheap acquisition costs on the back end. So for one other example, I know I've been blabbing on here for a while, but another example might be, let's say you're in a niche and there's an influencer in that niche. You might want to do some marketing services for that influencer for free, gain some trust with that person, and in turn, they market your services after you've proven your worth, and they give you basically access to their audience via, it could be interviews with them, it could be just recommendations, outright recommendations, it could be referrals, it could be whatever. But basically, you're getting tapped on the shoulder from the influencer of that market and saying this person's good to go, or this company's good to go. So they're basically just touching you with their authority and giving you the thumbs up in that market. That would be another example, and we do that in with a handful of influencers, and that works well. So I hope this helps. Again, if you guys have not read this, I highly, 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 highly recommend this book, Getting Everything You Can Out of All You've Got by Jay Abraham. It's an awesome book. I probably read this particular copy like 5 times. And then we've got another book here called Guerrilla Marketing. Guerrilla Marketing and Joint Ventures by J. Conrad Levinson and Sohail Khan. I'm going to be reaching out to Sohail to see if I can get him on an interview on the channel, because going through what we're going through right now, joint ventures is a great way to market your business coming out of the economy once we're all out of timeout and we're allowed out of the house. So I'm hopeful that I can get him for an interview. I'm going to reach out to him in one of his Facebook groups. And yeah, 2 great books. Hope you guys pick them up. Have a great day. Happy hunting. And want you guys to keep thinking about joint ventures and how you can implement one in your business. All right. Have a great day. Bye.